Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari signs mental health bill into law. INEC begins virus testing in Plateau Plus. Senegal blocks opposition demo over missing COVID funds. We will bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. First in the news this afternoon, decades after mental health, 2003 and 2013, President Muhammadu Buhari has finally signed into law the mental health bill harmonized by both houses of assembly in 2021. The signing, which seems to be a parting gift to Nigerians from the president, is also the first mental health act and law post-independence, and will also replace the Lunacy Act of 1958. It could be recalled that in 2019, the mental health legislation was advanced, with the Senate passing it for a second reading and holding public hearings in 2020. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari is now set to fully participate in the last lap of the presidential campaign of his ruling All Progressives Congress APC, having flagged off the electioneering in Jos, Plateau State last November. Director of Public Affairs and Chief Spokesperson, Tinubu and Shetima Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, announced this in a terse statement accompanying the party's revised campaign schedule issued today in Abuja. Keyamo, who is also the Minister of State's Labor and Employment, disclosed that the president is billed to lead the campaign train in the last 10 states of the Federation, while also attending the grand finale in Lagos. Away from that, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, has issued a 7-day ultimatum for all lease and license holders operating in Nigeria's oil and gas sector to disclose the real owners of the companies. It must include the identity IES of their beneficial owners, the level of ownership, and details of how control is exerted. He stressed that the full list of real owners of their companies must be submitted to the Commission. The move came on the heels of the recent release of a beneficiary ownership register by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative and the Corporate Affairs Commission. According to Komolafe, the NUPRC is fully working committedly to deepen Nigeria's implementation of contract transparency and beneficial ownership disclosures in the country. To judiciary now, where the Court of Appeal Sokoto Division has affirmed the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal Dare, as the authentic candidate in the 2023 general election. The appeal court set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court sitting in Gazal, the state capital, which had earlier nullified Dare's primary election victory. Recall that in November 2022, the Federal High Court nullified the governorship primary of the PDP that produced Dare as the party's candidate. Meanwhile, the governors of 28 states who are leaving office on May 29th or running for re-election have piled up about 5.8 trillion naira sub-national debt amid an economic crunch. The debt figures were based on analysis of the sub-national debt reports by the Debt Management Office. The governors include Muhammad Yahaya of Gombe, Babagana Zulum, Borno, Abdullahi Sule Nasrawa, Sheyi Makinde, Oyo, Mai Boni, Yobe, Bello Matawale, Zamfara, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Lagos, Hamadu Fintiri, among others. The sub-national debt have been classified into domestic borrowings from local creditors and external borrowings from foreign or international creditors like the World Bank. The domestic and external debts published on the DMO's website were as of September 30th and June 30th, 2022, respectively. According to the report, sub-national domestic debts were about 4.38 trillion naira, while the external debts were about 3.15 naira to a dollar. Elsewhere, a People's Democratic Party candidate for Pengana constituency in Plateau State, House of Assembly Matthew Akawu, is dead. It was learned that Akawu died in a hospital this morning after a brief illness. A family source who confirmed the development to newsmen told newsmen in Jos today that the former school principal died a few hours after returning from a traditional festival in his Bassa local government area of the state. Away from that, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has said federal civil servants will start receiving full allowances by January as soon as President Muhammadu Buhari approves the payment. Ngige disclosed this was muted as part of measures to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship in the country. The minister further said that workers' allowances have been tabulated by the ministry and sent for approval by the president. According to him, the issue of salary increment and remunerations for workers is not a unilateral decision, as it will require a roundtable deliberation between the workers' union and the federal government before any salary adjustment can be effected. Trial run of the newly acquired bimodal voters accreditation system BIVAS in Plateau State ahead of the forthcoming elections. INEC's head of voter education and publicity department in the state, Gurube Otokpa, revealed that the BIVAS will be deployed across 300 polling units and 17 local government areas of the state. According to Otokpa, the test quarters in Abuja. In a separate development, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has dissociated itself from a recruitment exercise known to circulating the social media space. A statement by the Director of Public Relations, Olushola Odomosu, described the message as fake, misleading, and as calculated public not to fall victim of extortion and job scam, saying the NSCDC recruitment enlistment and promotion exercise are coordinated and supervised by the Civil Defense, Correctional Fire, Immigration Service Board, CDCFIB, under the chairmanship of the Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola. Back here, the management of TAF Media Group, operators of Planet 101.1 FM, Tangsio 102.7 FM, and Spectrum Television, has announced that one of its franchise, Spectrum TV, is now transmitting on Startimes DTH 0. Recall that the first privately owned TV station in the Aqua Cross region, which commenced transmission on November 1st, 2021, and was officially commissioned by Akwa Ibom State Governor Domimano on January 31st, 2022, was before now transmitting on Startimes Channel 136. However, a statement by TAF Media Group management announces the new transmission details of the TV station to be on Startimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air frequency 12578 station on the updated frequencies, while promising to continue keeping the outfit's esteemed fans updated on fresh development as regards new mediums implemented by the media group in giving its viewers and listeners quality broadcasting. The statement further noted that Spectrum TV, also the first privately owned TV station in the Aqua Cross region, promises to be a one-of-a-kind medium that will afford its teeming viewers impeccable content, thus broadening their horizon and affording them an all-new unique option for information dissemination. In Ikorabasi, he told the people of the area that he has extracted commitments from the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, that the company would be reviewed if elected as the president of Nigeria. The governor noted that all funding requirements for the ammonia and fertilizer plant in the area have been approved by the state government, and also blamed the delay in the takeoff of the project on delay in the signing of the needed approvals by the federal government. Governor Emmanuel also said that his administration has provided needed support for the takeoff of the Federal University of Technology sited in the area. He therefore urged the people of the area to vote for all the candidates of the party in the forthcoming elections. In the meantime, the Akwa Ibom State residents have called on the government to commence inspection of fuel stations in the state as promised to ascertain compliance and adherence to guidelines on pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol. Speaking with our correspondents on the effect of fuel scarcity on residents of the state, they lamented the hike, and they noted that a task force committee should be introduced to checkmate their independent marketers so they can sell at the approved price of the government. They also appealed to the government to look into the matter and provide possible solutions before the resumption of schools.
Where I used to pay 200 before, presently now I spend 500 naira every day to where I used to pay 200 naira before.
Yes, you see, it is affecting all sectors of the economy negatively. You see, everything is hinged on the fuel and transportation. So because of the hike in fuel, it has affected the transportation of both human and...
It's now 200 naira. Some will even consider you to collect 150. And yet, they've not increased salary.
Sending my children to school on Sunday. Now, I used to pay like 500 to 600 to where they are schooling. Now I'm going to pay up to 2,000. Last week I bought fuel 300 naira. Some people were closing their filling station. So let the government rise up, let them set a task force committee that will go to the filling station and check if the fuel price is normal. Everybody is selling at the same amount.
School where won't start, how children go take reach school? Where go be say they go fit obtain classes? Because fuel scarce like this, to come put food, come put fuel, some parents go decide say, make their students stay home. Where we say no go good.
Government is not aware of it. They would have sent task force to all the filling stations.
Recall that the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Petroleum Matters, Victor Etefia, had on January 3rd said station-to-station inspection will commence by a monitoring team of the state to ensure that independent marketers follow the managerial template. In Africa, Senegalese authorities have banned a demonstration planned in Dakar by opposition parties denouncing irregularities in the management of an anti-COVID fund identified in report by the Court of Auditors in Senegal. According to the report from the Court of Auditors in Senegal, this fund, financed by the Senegalese state and donors, is worth 1.5 billion euros, of which more than 740 billion CFA francs, worth more than 1.1 billion euros, have been officially spent. Reports say the main opposition coalition, named Yewi Askanwi, called for a demonstration to contest the way the government has been managing public funds against the democratic backsliding and impunity of the men in power. Meanwhile, the government has defended itself by stressing that failures reported on the execution of the fund concern less than 1% of the total amount of funds. The government has promised to follow the recommendations of the Court of Auditors, which have. On a foreign scene, Germany has affirmed that it will provide Ukraine with Marder infantry fighting vehicles as well as an additional Patriot air defense battery. This is according to a statement by the German ambassador to the U.S., Emily Haber. The Marder is an infantry fighting vehicle that has been in use by the German military since the early 1970s, while the German military is in the process of phasing the vehicle out. Hundreds are still in service. German Vice Chancellor and Economy Minister Robert Habeck have hailed the government's logical decision to send more military aid to Ukraine. Still on the foreign scene, the United States has reiterated considerations to bring Ukrainians to the U.S. to train on the Patriot missile systems. Pentagon Press Secretary to the U.S. Air Force Brigade Pat Ryder said at a press briefing that the training will enable Ukraine to sustain those kind of systems so that they can focus on defending their country while taking back their territory. Recall that the U.S. has announced that it is providing a Patriot missile battery to Ukraine, which is higher ceiling than the air defense systems which was previously provided. Still to come in the news, ex-Chelsea manager Vialli dies at 58 after cancer battle. Stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. On our business news, the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NACCIMA, NACIMA, has called on the federal government to review policies that suffocated business establishments last year. The president of the association, John Udegbala, stated these in his New Year message, where he noted that 2022 was a year with significant economic complications, marked by a post-COVID-19 recovery and a lingering Russia-Ukraine war that has added to the spiraling global inflation. According to him, the country in 2022 witnessed the high cost of energy, a general rise in the cost of doing business, and an astronomical rise in prices of goods and services, a rise in government debts with reduced growth in the GDP, as well as high interest rate, which had an adverse impact on the private sector. He added that the resultant, harsh economic environment has negatively impacted many businesses, while making a lot of them be struggling to survive. He also urged Nigerians to take advantage. General of NECA Adewale Oyerinde, during a recent media parley in Lagos, said businesses must have critical input in the context of raw materials, finance, and a stable environment for growth. He added that businesses must also require a hospitable regulatory framework or environment to flourish. He lamented that manufacturers have to approach the black market to have access to forex even after paying double of what they had budgeted for in the production process. He urged that confusions concerning fiscal and monetary policies from different authorities such as the Apex Bank and the Ministry of Finance should be resolved so that situations can work in synergy. In health, China insists that it has been transparent in the international community about its COVID data. China has said this in response to criticism from the World Health Organization that its tally of virus death was understating the true scale of its outbreak. There has been mounting international concerns over China's steep rise in COVID-19 infections since Beijing operates from China in the wake of that outbreak, requiring all arrivals to submit negative virus tests, with some screening wastewater from flights arriving from the world's most populous nation. In sports, Ronaldo's Saudi Arabian debut has been thrown in. Staff, including security chiefs and stadium staff, were kept outside with gates locked. Groups of chefs in their white uniforms and several hundred security officials dressed in black stood outside the locked gate, while supporters in the club's yellow and blue colors stood outside, bewildered as to why there had been no official announcement. The players' entrance at Gate 9 was sealed and unguarded. As it stands, final resolutions on the match is yet to be announced. Still in sports, Chelsea and Italy legend diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Vialli scored 40 goals in 88 appearances for the Blues between 1996 and 1999. He then won 3 major trophies when he managed Chelsea. Vialli won 59 caps for Italy, and after he was initially given the all-clear on his health in 2020, he worked with Roberto Mancini's staff in the Italian national team, who won the European Championships in England and the following summer. On our entertainment news, Afro classic singer Kizz Daniel and incredible tunnel vision have come to play this year as he drops another hit alongside visuals for his highly anticipated single Rich Till I Die, RTID. Produced by Reward Beats and co-produced by Blaze Beats, the single is a perfect reflection of hard work, diligence, resilience, and a summation of his musical journey so far. Reports say the sumptuous music cocktail has the well-made and gifted artist in a stage of thankfulness, especially visible through lyrics that are enriched and shot of a prayer. Still on entertainment, former Big Brother Naija reality show star Angel Smith has sparked mixed concerns and reactions online over recent social media posts. In a tweet, Angel hinted that she is exhausted over the things happening in her life. Although she did not give full details on the issue she is currently battling with, she added that she might commit suicide for the post. Others have shown indifference by making fun of it. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am